Assalamu alaikum students. It's our ninth lab of OOP and data structures, and the title of the lab is Arrays, Pointers and Linear Linked List in C++. That how you will implement the code of arrays, pointers and linear linked list in C++. In this lab, as from previous labs, we were studying OOP, and from now onwards we are shifting to data structures. So it's our first lab of data structures. The array is just for introduction, that how you will differentiate it from the linked list, and we will study pointers because we will use pointers in implementing linear linked list, and there is a little bit introduction of the linear linked list, that how you will implement it in C++ or how to write its code. These are our previous labs which we have already studied, and these are a part of the object oriented programming, and now we will study data structures. So the main objective of this lab is to review students with arrays declaration, that how you will declare array, how you will initialize array and accessing array elements, pointers declaration, reference and dereference operators, and passing pointers as argument to functions. I will show you these all these steps through code, that how mean that what is array, how you will declare an array, how you will initialize an array, and how you will access the array elements, and then how you will declare a pointer, and the referencing and dereferencing operators, and how you pass pointers as argument to function. With the help of functions, how you will pass the arguments. So coming towards the main topic, which is array. Array is a data structure. It's also a kind of data structure which stores a fixed size sequential collection of elements of the same type. But the main problem of the arrays is that we have to store only same type of data. That's why it is different from linear linked list, because in array we have to store same data type elements. How you will declare an array? Declaring an array is in C++. So the programmer specifies the type of the elements and the number of elements required by an array as follows. So for declaring an array, you have to write the data type, that which type of array you want to declare, then the name of the array, it depends on you, that which name you want to give to it, and then the size in the square braces, that how many elements you need of an array. So this is called a single dimension array. The array size must be as integer constant greater than 0, and type can be any valid C++ data type. Here if you need elements as integers, so you have to write int here, and if you need characters you have to write char. The array size must be an integer constant greater than 0, and type can be any valid C++ data type. For example, to declare a 4 element array called age of type int, use the following statement. For example, if you want to declare a 4 element array, so you have to write 4 here, and if the array is of integer, so write the integer, and the name of the array is age. Now for initialization array, if you want to assign values to the array, so it's just like a variable, just like you declare a variable a and then assign a value to it, integer or character to it. So it's just like you have to first declare, and then if you want to it will be just like a declaring and assigning values to an array. Provide initializing values which are enclosed with curly braces in the declaration, and placed following an equal sign after the array name, as the equal sign is placed here between the name of the array and the values. So this is the way you will write and assign values to an array. So array can be initialized using for loop rather than at the time of declaration. Following is an example of initializing an array using for loop. For example, if you want to ask um, any numbers from the user, and they are, I think so, 10 or 9, so you have to just put a loop over it. In the coming example I have explained it, that how you will declare an array and how you will ask values from the user through loop, and then also with the help of the loop you can give it as output. So to access an array, just here you have initialize an array using for loop, and then to access an array, elements loop can be used to print all the individual elements of an array. जो साइज़ आप लोगों ने array से एज ए यूज़र वैल्यूज़ मांगी है, तो उसी साइज़ को आप लोगों ने you have to use that size to print all the values. So for this you have to use two loops. Here is a program that how you will use a loop by taking 10 elements from the user, and how you will use a loop for displaying the output. So here it is the code that how I have just include the headers, then I have start it from the main, then I have declared an array with the name of the array, int array, as the data type is int and array is the name of the array, and the elements are 10, and I have also write here in comments that it is the array declaration, and another integer I, which I will use in the loop. So first I will ask 10 elements from the user, and as an array, so I will use a loop for it. So here I just put a loop for asking the user to enter 10 elements, as if you are looking at the loop that it is less than 10 and starting from 0. So it will give us 10 elements, and then for printing them back the 10 elements you have to write another for loop, and both the loops are same. At the user will first enter 10 elements, and then those 10 elements will be displayed. So for this you have to use two loops. But just remember in first you will see in, as you are asking from the user, and the code will be just like the array, and you have to write the loop integer I, and for printing you have to write cout array. The syntax of both the loops will be same, just in one loop you will ask from the user, while in other you will print the elements. So the output will be that first the program will ask the user to enter the 10 elements, so the user will enter the 10 elements, and then the 10 element will be displayed. So for the first statement we will use for loop, and also for the second statement the for loop will be also used. So now coming toward the second topic of the lab, which is pointer. Pointer is a variable that points to or references a memory location in which data is stored. This means that a pointer holds the memory address of another variable. If you are declaring an pointer, so it will hold the address of the variable. If you assign it any variable, so it will hold the address of that variable. So how you will declare a pointer? For declaring a pointer you have to write a steric sign with the pointer. So the pointer declaration is shown below. You start by specifying the type of data stored in the location. First you will mention the data type, then the static, and then the name of the pointer. So location identified by the pointer. The static tells the compiler that you are creating a pointer variable. When you write the static sign, so the compiler will automatically know that this is a pointer. Finally you give the name of the variable, and then it depends on you that which name you give to your pointer. So three things: first the data type, then the static, and then the name of the pointer. Such a variable is called a pointer variable. When we define a pointer variable, we do so by preceding its name with a static. In C, we also give our pointer a type, which in this case refers to the type of data stored at the address we will be storing in our pointer. For example, consider the variable declaration as int is the data type, static for pointer, and ptr is the name of the pointer. And then we are declaring another variable which is k. ptr is the name of our variable, just as k is the name of our integer variable. The static informs the compiler that we want a pointer variable. The int says that we intend to use our pointer variable to store the address of an integer. So coming toward the referencing, what is referencing? Referencing means taking the address of an existing variable using AND to set a pointer variable. In order to be valid, a pointer has to be set to the address of variable of the same type as the pointer, mean both have same data type without the static. For example, in the following code, P1 references C1 as shown. Here we are declaring a variable C1. The data type is integer, then a pointer int static P1. P1 is the pointer and C1 is the simple variable. If this we are assigning C1 a value 5, so here the address of the C1 is assigned to the P1. Here you have assigned the address of the C1 to the P1, pointer P1 will be pointing to the variable C1. So the differencing means accessing the variable value stored at the memory. If a variable value is stored in a memory address, it is also called as indirection operator. For example, in following code, P dereferencing I as shown below. As int I, we are declaring I as an integer and assigning it a value 5, then a pointer P, then we are assigning the P, and I, the address of the I is assigned to P, then static P is equal to 7. Then we are giving static P a value 7. Static P returns the variable stored at the memory address stored in P, which is I. I is now 7. Mean that first the value of the I is 5, but then we assign the memory location of I to the pointer P, and then we assign the pointer P a value 7. So it's the method that how you will change the value of any variable with the help of the dereferencing. Now what is call by reference? Pointers like call by reference also can be used to modify one or more variables in the caller or to pass pointers to large data objects to avoid the overhead of passing the objects by call by value. We can use pointers and the indirection operator to simulate call by reference. When calling a function with arguments that should be modified, the addresses of arguments are passed. This is accomplished by applying the address operator. So AND is our address operator. Through this operator we can assign any address of the variable to the pointer to the name of the variable whose value will be modified. So by assigning the address of any variable to the pointer, you can change the value of the variable with the help of the pointer. So now I will implement a program of pointer for you. Declare an integer variable and pointer to integer variable. How you will declare a variable, integer variable, and a pointer. Then assign address of integer variable to the pointer to integer variable. Display address. Now we will display that what if we write a pointer, if we write a static pointer, if we write a variable, or if we use the and sign with the variable. So here is the code. These are the headers. It starts from the int main. We are declaring here a variable and then a pointer, ptr. Ptr is a pointer, is a variable, and its value is 8. Then we are assigning the address of a to ptr. So first I have just see out the and a, that what is and a, then and ptr, that what value it will give us, then a, and then static ptr. So from with this example you will know that if you write a variable, or if you are and a, and as it is our address operator, so the if we are write this and address operator with any variable, so it will give us the address of that variable. And if you are writing only simple that variable, so it will give you the value. And if you are writing static ptr, so what it will give you, so our output will be, as the first is the address variable with a, so it is giving you the address. The second you have write the address variable with the ptr, so it is again giving you the address. And then you have just simply write the a, which give you the value, and static ptr also give you the value. So this is the way you how to write the variables and the address variable and the static pointer for displaying values or addresses. The second code is for we will write a function call by reference to a function. That how you will use a call by reference to a function. So here this is a declaration of a function in which we are passing a variable which will be a pointer. So then the main in main we are declaring a variable and assigning it a value 5, and then we are displaying a variable which is a, and which is in the value of the a is 5. And then here we are calling a function, but here we are writing and a. Then so this is what will be the value before calling the function and after calling the function. And the variable that is passing through the function is a pointer. And I have simply multiply the pointers with each other. So so it will show you that before calling the function what will be the value, and what will be the value after calling the function. So as the variable value is 5, so before calling the function it will be 5, and as we are multiplying the pointers with each other, so it will give me the value 25. So the value of variable before calling and value of variable after calling by reference is 25. So in this part I have show you the examples of the arrays and how do you write the arrays and pointers. Now in the next video I will show you that how you will implement the linked list.